Welcome to 10 Minutes of Wealth, the show that makes you smarter about money, one quick episode at a time. In just 10 minutes, we break down powerful ideas from top finance books, practical money models, and wealth-building strategies. Let's get into it. Episode 5, The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley. What if everything you thought about millionaires was wrong? In The Millionaire Next Door, Thomas J. Stanley shatters the myth of flashy wealth and shows us a surprising truth. Most millionaires don't live in mansions, drive luxury cars, or wear designer clothes. They live in ordinary neighborhoods, they budget carefully, and they quietly build lasting wealth. Stanley was a researcher and marketing professor who spent decades studying the habits of America's wealthy. What he discovered flips conventional wisdom on its head, and it might just change how you think about money. In this episode, I'll walk you through the core idea of The Millionaire Next Door, break down 3 key lessons, and give you practical steps to start building wealth like the people who actually have it, not just look like they do. The core idea of The Millionaire Next Door. Real wealth is quiet. According to Stanley, most millionaires don't fit the image we see in movies or on social media. They don't spend big. They don't try to impress. Instead, they live below their means, invest consistently, and value financial independence over social status. Stanley calls them prodigious accumulators of wealth. They become rich not by earning millions, but by keeping more of what they earn. It's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep and what you do with it over time. Key lesson number 1. Most millionaires live well below their means. When people imagine a millionaire, they picture luxury cars, designer clothes, and massive homes. But Stanley's research showed something different. Most millionaires do not live like that. They buy used cars. They live in modest houses in average neighborhoods. They avoid flashy spending, not because they cannot afford it, but because they value freedom over image. Stanley found that many high earners, such as doctors, lawyers, and business owners, looked rich, but were not wealthy. Why? Because they spent everything they made, and sometimes even more. Meanwhile, true millionaires were often self-employed, frugal, and intentional. They did not try to keep up with anyone. They lived on far less than they earned and quietly built wealth in the background. One quote says it all. Big hat, no cattle. Lots of show, no substance. This lesson is simple but powerful. Living below your means does not mean depriving yourself. It means choosing long-term freedom over short-term status. Key lesson number 2. Income doesn't equal wealth. One of the most surprising findings in The Millionaire Next Door is this. Earning a high income does not make you rich. Many people with 6-figure salaries live paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because as their income goes up, their spending rises with it. They buy bigger houses, take more expensive vacations, and upgrade their cars. From the outside, it looks like success, but on paper, they have little to show for it. Stanley explains that wealth is what you accumulate, not what you spend. True millionaires often have average incomes but excellent habits. They save a large portion of what they earn, invest consistently, and avoid lifestyle creep. He also introduces 2 types of people. The first one are UAWs, or underaccumulators of wealth, who earn a lot but save little. And the second one are PAWs, or prodigious accumulators of wealth, who save and invest far more than average for their income level. The key takeaway is this. Stop measuring success by what people spend. Start measuring by what they keep and grow. Earning more is great, but if you do not control where that money goes, it will never lead to real wealth. Key lesson number 3. Financial independence is a mindset, not a number. Many people think becoming wealthy is about hitting a certain number in your bank account. But Stanley's research shows that true millionaires think differently. They focus less on how much they have, and more on how they manage what they have. Financial independence is not just about hitting a net worth target. It is about living in a way that gives you control. That means spending with purpose, avoiding unnecessary debt, and making decisions that are driven by values, not appearances. In fact, Stanley found that many millionaires were first-generation wealth builders. They had no financial advantages. What set them apart was discipline and mindset. They planned ahead. They made conscious trade-offs, and they stayed consistent, even when no one was watching. This mindset also extended to how they raised their children. Instead of giving handouts, they taught responsibility. They believed that giving too much financial support could do more harm than good. Wealth, in their view, was not about having more. It was about needing less and living wisely with what you already had. 3 questions to reflect on. Take a moment to think about this. 1. Where in my life am I spending to impress rather than to support what I truly value? 2. Am I growing my income without growing my savings? And 3. What would financial independence look like for me? Not just as a number, but as a lifestyle. You do not need perfect answers, just honest ones. If you want, pause this episode, write them down, think them through, or simply carry them with you as you go about your day. Putting it into practice. So how do you take the lessons from the Millionaire Next Door and actually apply them? Start by getting clear on your real expenses. Track where your money goes for 1 month. Not to judge yourself, but to understand your habits. This gives you the awareness to make better choices. Next, calculate your savings rate. How much of what you earn are you keeping? If it is below 15 to 20%, start looking for small changes you can sustain long term. Then, ask yourself the simple question before every major purchase. Am I buying this because I need it, or because I want to look like someone who can afford it? Finally, start treating wealth as a long game. Focus on consistency, not speed. You do not need to be a financial expert. You just need to live below your means, invest simply, and repeat that process for years, not months. The goal is not to impress others. It is to quietly build the kind of life that gives you real freedom and peace of mind. Final thoughts. What makes the Millionaire Next Door so eye-opening is how ordinary real wealth actually looks. It is not flashy. It is not loud. It is built on simple habits, quiet discipline, and a long-term mindset. For me, this book is a reminder that wealth is not about earning more. It is about making better choices with what you already have and staying consistent even when no one is watching. So if there is one message to remember, it is this. Do not try to look rich. Focus on becoming free. That is what real wealth is all about. Thank you for listening. You just got smarter about money in under 10 minutes. If this episode was valuable to you, you can support us by buying a virtual coffee via the link in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.